Hi everybody, welcome to Guinness World Records Facebook Live. I'm Brian here in sunny Sydney, Australia with Glenn Coxon, who is the current Guinness World Records title holder for most pine boards broken in 1 minute. It is wonderful out here. My cameraman Ollie is sweating right now. And we want to know where you guys are from as well. If you're joining us right now, again, we're with Glenn Coxon, a Guinness World Records title holder. And give us a shout. Show us where you're from. If you have any questions at any time at all, or if you just want to tell us what the weather's like where you are, let us know. But for now, Glenn, you currently hold the record for most pine boards broken in 1 minute. How did you get involved in martial arts? It is martial arts, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I've got, as it turns out, I've got black belts in about five styles of different martial arts.
Yeah.
Now 51 years in the game. I've had a really exciting career. I've got to travel all around the world. Originally I got into martial arts, I think, going to boarding school and getting beaten up. And finding one day that because my elder brother had been there before and everyone hated him, yeah. It rubbed off on me and everyone wanted to take it out on me. I had to learn how to fight. Someone pulled me to one side and started me in boxing. And from there, when I came back from boarding school, I got into the Oriental martial arts, that's when it got really exciting. I just fell in love with it way back when I was a little fella.
So when then, after those decades of training, did it start translating? Did you start to realize, I could maybe do a Guinness World Records title? Did that come about? Did someone tell you about it?
Yeah, funny enough, I had a full-time dojo going. One of my instructors was looking at wanting to take on a Guinness World Record for the most punching.
Yeah.
And he said, you should have a go at board breaking. You're great at board breaking. Maybe you could do that. That would be fantastic. And you're really fast. So, first question was, well, what's the record?
Of course.
And so I did the record. I started scratching out some numbers as to how long it would take to do it, how you might set it up. We started doing a little bit of practice, just practicing in the air, practicing the timing. Made an approach to the TV channel, and before you know it, they were like, yeah, come on over to the studio, give us a demo. We did a sort of similar thing to this. I did a few boards, and they loved it.
Yeah, wow. Well, I've definitely seen him do it a few times. It's really exciting stuff. Again, if you're joining us right now, we are in Sydney, Australia. It's about 26 degrees Celsius. It's beautiful. Let us know where you're from. I'm with Glenn Coxon. He is the current Guinness World Records title holder for most pine boards broken in 1 minute.
So we've got 1.2 thousand people watching right now. Lots of people. So the first person, San Diego, 2:30 a.m.
Yeah.
It's night. Someone's saying. Someone from Vancouver,
what
Canada.
What are you doing up at 2:30 in the morning, Mr. San Diego?
We've got helicopters above. If you can see the helicopters. Lots of Jamaica, from Milan, Italy. We've got one person from I Love Australia there written. Another San Diego. Hello there, GWR.
Yeah.
Philippines.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Philippines, it's 2:30. Lots of love. Korea, wow.
Yeah.
All over. Egypt.
This is our cameraman Ollie speaking. He's all the way from the UK. He's sweating up a storm in shorts and a t-shirt in sunny Sydney, like I said. Again, if you're just joining us, thank you so much for joining us all around the world. This is Glenn Coxon, current Guinness World Records title holder for most pine boards broken in 1 minute. He is going to show us a demonstration in a little bit, so please stay with us. He's going to do this demonstration. I might even get a chance to try it. Ollie might get a chance to try it. We are so happy for your support all around the world, guys. Thank you very much. Now, Glenn, something really cool, I think it's in the description actually of this Facebook Live event right now with Guinness World Records. Something really cool is that your daughter is also a Guinness World Records title holder for the same, oh thank you Ollie, for the same record attempt, is that right?
Yeah, actually my daughter Summerly
Yeah.
is the Guinness World Record for women for the same event,
Yeah.
most pine boards in 1 minute.
How many is that?
She actually broke 215 boards in 1 minute,
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. Pretty exciting, especially for me as a dad.
Yeah.
And I was really, really thrilled to have her there.
Yeah.
And I couldn't.
Was she, I mean, like, it probably runs in the family, but I imagine little Summerly running around the house just smashing things at all times. Did she break things as a kid? Did you realize?
Yes. Summerly's always been like that. Most of the time she ran around, she'd break things with her head running into things and things like that, as little kids do. But no, it's something she gravitated towards pretty much on her own. So they rang me up one day and said, hey, guess what? I've started doing karate. I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
fantastic.
Again, that must be a very proud moment. Again, if you are joining us just now, thank you so much for being with us. I'm with Glenn Coxon, who is the current Guinness World Records title holder for most pine boards broken in a minute. His daughter is also a record holder as well for the same record for the females. We are going to do a demonstration soon, so please stick with us. I can't wait to try this as well, but I might have to take my watch and jewelry off as well. So can you show me a little bit of the technique that goes into this? We want to kind of see, you know, how, and you do this really fast. For those of you who don't know, I haven't mentioned it actually, his record stands at 359 pine boards in 1 minute, which on average is about 6 pine boards a second. We have 6 laid out right now. Can you show us, you don't have to break them now, but can you show us a bit of a practice, a bit of technique about this?
I use what's called a hammer fist.
Yeah.
It's like a karate chop,
Yeah.
except you close your fist up. The reason why you do that is because otherwise you smash all your fingers together, and
Yeah.
doing it many times over, you get a lot of bruising. As it turns out, you do get a lot of bruising.
Yeah.
And they say, you know, is there painful?
Yeah.
It is a mind over matter thing.
Yeah.
As in, if you don't mind the pain, well, it doesn't really matter. I've found that probably at about 50 boards in is where it's at the worst. 50 boards in, really painful.
Yeah.
100 boards in, you tend to stop feeling it.
Yeah.
The nerves get a little knocked around,
Yeah.
and you get into your zone, you're focused there.
As my understanding too, they usually do 2 boards at a time.
Yes,
You're actually, this
yeah,
is
2
going
board
to be
size.
simpler for you with
Yeah,
the
this
one.
is a lot
And Ali, just one more time, are we good to give this?
We're good to go. Everyone's waiting. Everyone's like,
Yes.
we're at 1.8 thousand right now.
Okay,
so
fantastic.
let's
so we're
do
gonna
it.
watch this live. I'm going to give you a countdown. This is an unofficial attempt. This is just a demonstration right now. But Glenn Coxon is going to smash 6 pine boards. It's going to happen very fast, so don't blink or you'll miss it. Here we go. Are you ready, Glenn?
I'm ready.
Okay. I think he's going to take a deep breath. Here we go. I'm going to count down from 3. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. That actually kind of took my breath away there. For those of you who aren't standing next to Glenn right now, that was a very powerful moment. And I did get a chance to check these out as well. These are real. These are not split down the middle in any way until he does it with his own fist. And funnily enough, we were walking down with the pine boards in our hand before, and Glenn can actually tell which ones are more dense or heavier than others by a couple of grams. Like, you have so much experience with this. Can you just go through what it's like to, just before you did that now, can you tell me a little bit about what it feels like to prepare for this?
Not so bad today.
Yeah.
Because we're just here having some
Because
fun,
it's beautiful,
and
yeah.
it's a gorgeous day and so
Yeah.
forth. And Ollie's getting cooked like an English chip as we speak, so I'll talk quickly. But when you're doing a Guinness World Record,
Yeah.
and I've had now my own record. I've had 3 other attempts at it. I haven't even been able to break my own record. Some people are saying it's the unbreakable record, but I'm happy for anyone out there who wants to have a crack, no pun intended. Would love for you to have a go at this. When you're standing here, you're waiting for that 3, 2, 1. It's like you can have 1,000 or thousands of people live cheering, and then suddenly all that noise goes away and the nerves start to pick up. You focus in, and just through the corner of your eye, I've got the other boards coming in.
Yeah.
That's really, really exciting. That's a challenge to me. It's all about challenging yourself through life.
Yeah.
And this has been a great challenge for me. I love it.
That's great. And that was really exciting to watch. Again, Ollie's pointing to the camera now. We've got a couple questions.
No, I was asking if people want to ask questions.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Please write them in the comments box, and we can try and ask them.
Yeah, that's great. Again, that's Ollie. Thanks again. If you're joining us now, we just witnessed Glenn Coxon, who has the record title, Guinness World Records title for most pine boards broken in a minute. You can see that we have already smashed a few just now. I think we're going to have a little bit more of a demonstration later, and I'm going to even try my hand at this as well. But please tell us where you're from, tell us where you're watching from, and let us know if you have any questions for Glenn himself. My question now, unless you have one as well, my question now is, we started to get into it, but is record breaking or even breaking of boards, is it more mental or physical for you? Which one would you say?
That's a really good question.
Thank you.
There's obviously a real physical element to it. I have to do a lot of training to take on a record attempt, and I'm looking at another potential record attempt later in the year.
Yeah.
It takes around about 9 months of training. So I'm currently doing that right now, and I'm training 5 days a week for it.
Yeah.
Clearly, you can't be breaking boards every day because you'll mess your hands up.
Would hurt
right?
your hands, yeah. And
But
it must
you
be
work on the
expensive
strength.
as well. to
And
pick
they
up all
are,
the pine
and they
boards.
are pretty expensive
Yeah.
as well.
Do you cut those yourself, or do you get them? You know, are they? These are actually.
I go out and find the tallest tree in the forest and cut it down by hand. And no. Of
So
course not.
on that note, Eric has asked, are these
Hey, Eric.
boards? He goes, Eric has asked, how do we know the boards are real? Question mark.
Okay. For now, I think you may have to trust our opinion of this. I had a feel of these boards just beforehand, but for those of you who don't know, and thanks Eric for the question. Record attempts with Guinness World Records have very strict guidelines. We actually have experts and consultants at Guinness World Records who set up the guidelines for these record attempts, and they do have to be proved to be real. Do you have an example of any of the guidelines you have to follow?
I do.
to
I know
this
them
record
by heart.
attempt? Okay, go on, tell me.
The boards all have to be a minimum size, 8 inches by 10 inches imperial, and they have to be 1 inch thick, which is exactly 25.3 millimeters thick. They must be no more moist, to maximum moisture of 17% moisture content, and that has to be certified by an independent timber supplier. So it must be also grade to either white or red Baltic pine.
That is extremely specific, but that is how specific we get at Guinness World Records for these record attempts, because we want other people around the world to attempt to break these records as well, and we want to give them a fair shot at doing it. So you mentioned you have another record, you're looking into another record attempt.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Currently, the record I have is the most boards in 1 minute.
Yeah.
3:59. I'm looking at going for an attempt of the fastest to break 1,000 boards, which is nearly 3 times as many boards. So, as a result, that's going to be even more physically demanding. Mentally wise, you have to remain positive that you can do this.
Yeah.
Visualization on any challenge is key. So you have to visualize yourself doing it over and over and over, so that on the day you've already done it
Yeah.
1,000 times.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of athletes out there who can appreciate that sentiment.
So Adrian has asked a question. Oh,
Okay,
it was pinned. So Adrian, it's very windy here. So Adrian has asked, how long had you practiced?
Take
it away, Glenn.
Guess. Hey, he hasn't explained too much, so we can only imagine.
I practiced for around probably about 3 months when I actually set the first world record. That was a long time ago. That was 2005. The record has remained unbroken despite many attempts at it for now, 11, coming up to 12 years.
And for those of you who don't know as well, the previous record set in 1999 was 275 pine boards, and Glenn Coxon currently holds the record from the 2005 attempt at 359 pine boards. That's 6 per second. Now, we talked about that record attempt, and I understand that you're doing that to support a charity that you have a very personal connection with. I'd love to bring that up. Can you just tell us about why you're doing this record attempt for that charity?
Absolutely. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with stage 4 neck cancer, and that was, as you can imagine, very devastating for me, my darling wife, my family, all my friends and so forth. And I was really lucky that I was supported by a fantastic cancer research hospital called the Chris O'Brien Lifehouse Hospital.
Yeah.
In particular, the surgeon who worked on me. As it turns out, again, luck was on my side. Turns out she's also a black belt in karate. She was determined to not only save my life, but save a lot of the structure here, so I could use my arm, so I could still go and do an attempt. So that was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Some questions off topic there as well.
Okay, we'll get back to
one
that in a
person's
second.
asked, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
I'd like to ask how old do I look?
Give or take a few
I'm cooking
years,
up
you
in
can
the
let
sun
us know.
here.
Get your questions in the comment box. How old do you think that is? Another question actually, referring not about the cancer but about the boards. Do you have to break these boards with the grain or against the grain?
Okay. First question, I'm 58 years old.
Not bad.
And breaking with the grain, of course. If you're breaking against the grain, that's going to be too hard. So here's the grain going down this way, as you can see here, right? If I was to attempt to try and break it that way, that would be almost, well, it would be impossible, really. So you go with the grain. Not forgetting, when I do Guinness World Record attempts, there's 2 boards high. So you have to actually go through 2 boards at a time.
Right.
And unfortunately, they don't all break the same way, as you can see with these 2 boards. Right? So one will break here and the other one will break in a different place. It makes it a lot more difficult.
Right on. So just so you know, guys, if you're joining us right now, we are with Glenn Coxon, who is the current Guinness World Records title holder for most pine boards broken in 1 minute. His daughter holds the record for the female attempt at most pine boards broken in 1 minute, and he is a 58-year-old cancer survivor who is a black belt in 5 different martial arts disciplines, who has been training for over 50 years in 50 years in martial arts. We're in sunny Sydney, 26 degrees. I'm about to give this a try as well. So if you missed it before, we have smashed 6 pine boards already, and it was bam, 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 extremely fast. Glenn's going to show us breaking. He's going to teach me a little bit now.
I've got another question.
Oh, another question.
So Wesley has asked, what inspired you to do martial arts?
That's a good question. I think primarily the interest just came from probably watching some of those really old school chop socky kung fu type movies
There you go.
in the very early 70s, and I'd done some boxing prior to that, but I used to love going and watching all of the kung fu movies and that, even before Bruce Lee became famous.
Yeah.
I used to race home from school to watch Bruce Lee in a show called The Green Hornet, where he played the sidekick.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was funny that Bruce Lee would wipe out 5 bad guys, while the Green Hornet only wiped out 1.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Enter the Dragon myself as well with Bruce Lee. So with that said, I've always wanted to try my hand at this. Again, you're with Glenn Coxon, current Guinness World Records title holder for most pine boards broken in 1 minute. Again, if you have any questions from all around the world, we'd love to hear from you. We'd just love to hear where you are or where you're watching from. So Glenn, tell me some techniques here. What you got? I'm going to come around you if that's okay. So
Yeah,
I can
sure.
go on my side here.
So when you're breaking, I might get you to just do a single board.
Yep.
Right? But move the water bottle out of the way.
Yeah.
So when you're doing a single board, right, what you want to do is focus on, first of all, hitting with this number here. I'll take the mic for a second.
Okay,
I want you
go
to
on.
practice like you're hitting in your own hand.
Yep.
So hit one hand on the palm of the other. Now on your own other
Okay,
hand.
yep.
Yeah, exactly like that. So you feel it. So think with this part back here.
Yeah.
Not this.
Yeah.
Concentrate
This
the
part here.
impact.
So angle up a little bit or
Yes, very good. So present that area.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
okay, I've never done
A
this
question
by the
before
way.
you do it. One person has asked, does it not really hurt after breaking so many boards?
What's the name of the person who
I
asked that question?
don't know how you pronounce that, sorry.
I'm sorry. I will tell you in about 30 seconds, I think, the answer to that question. Glenn mentioned before that there is a bit of a pain threshold. When you do multiple in a row, it starts to hurt. I'm going to find out if that's really true or not. So will you do a bit of a demonstration?
Yeah, the first thing you're going to notice, Brian, when you go to break a board, is you'll feel the sting.
Yeah.
Because there's that sudden
I imagine
sting on
I
the
will
hand,
feel
right?
yeah.
If you were bad at school and you got hit, right, back in those days, well, you get an idea of you
Yeah.
had the experience,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my
So
gosh.
what you're going to do is you're going to raise up like that and make sure you come down present with that knuckle there, like that. That's exactly right.
Okay.
At the same time, you're going to need to make sure you pull up. Don't go right through and hit the table.
Yeah, okay.
And trash the furniture.
Before we do it, we've got to say, please, you can say as well, please do not try this at home.
I was about to mention that. Kids especially, make sure you ask your parents before smashing things in the house. But we're in a controlled environment. I trust Glenn here. He is a Guinness World Records title holder for the pine board. So let's give this a go. I want to see you do one, and then I'm just going to give it a
I'll
try.
just give you an idea.
Yeah.
It looks like. So it's sort of a bit like this. So if you just do that,
Yeah, I will. I'm going to give it a go.
that's easy, right?
And we are going against the grain.
Yeah. I
Here we
think
go.
you do it without the mic.
Yep.
I wasn't expecting that.
So I'm
Swap your
going
stance over. Put the other leg. That's really
And I wanna hit
really
right
good
in the
straight.
center?
That's it. Close your fist up.
right in the center. Don't try this at home, guys. Let's give this a go. I've got the wind on my side. Here we go. All the way through.
3, 2, 1.
Let me try this again. Here we go. And it
Raise-
does sting,
raise up
just
much
so you
higher.
know. It
Raise
does
up
sting.
much higher.
Here we go. Give me a countdown. I need the
3,
countdown.
2, 1, go!
That was extremely exciting.
How's your hand?
It's okay. I'd love to shake your hand. So we talked about mental versus physical. That was extremely physical, but the countdown helped, getting in the mindset, raising up a little higher. Clearly having a good coach really helps you out. Do you have people who have inspired you over the years to do this?
Yeah, actually, I've been lucky. Like I said, I've travelled a lot with the martial arts.
Yeah.
I think probably one of the highlights of my career, because it was a hero of mine when I was little growing up. I actually got to be a training partner for a little bit with none other than Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
And yes, Chuck is as tough as they say with all those jokes.
Yeah, yeah, we used to make those jokes all the time growing up. That's extremely exciting. Do you have a question, Ollie?
There's a question.
Yeah.
We might have already covered this already, but for anyone who's just come on board, what inspired you to do a Guinness World Record?
Okay.
That's a great question. I think just as people, we should always be challenging ourselves. You don't know when life's going to send you a challenge. Like for me, it was cancer.
Yeah.
I've learned that since then. All of the challenges I've given myself up to that point actually prepared me to deal with that life challenge.
Yeah.
That was a challenge of chance, the chance that something like that might happen to you. But you have challenges of choice. So you don't have to start with a Guinness World Record. You can work your way up to that.
Yeah.
I didn't start by just saying, hey, waking up one day and saying, I'm going to break 300 something forwards.
Yeah.
It's something you build up to. And I love to challenge myself constantly.
It must be a nice affirmation, though, to have the Guinness World Records title, to actually have gone for it and to have made it happen.
It makes for some pretty funny sort of conversation around the table, especially after a couple of wines, perhaps.
Yes. So again, if you are just joining us, we are with Glenn Coxon at Facebook Live here with Guinness World Records. He is the current Guinness World Records title holder for most pine boards broken in 1 minute. We've broken some boards. He's broken a lot of boards. I broke one board after 2 tries, giving it a go. Yeah, and if you really liked what you saw today, like and share this post. Follow us on Guinness World Records all the time. We're doing record attempts all the time. We're showing off record title holders. And if you want to get involved with Guinness World Records as well, just go to GuinnessWorldRecords.com and check out what you can do. We did pine boards today, but there's, if you're collecting something, you could have the most stamps in the world, and we would love to see that happen. So I believe there's some more record attempts going on later, or another record title holder later on today. Is that right, Ollie? That's in London?
It
We're going
should
over
be
to London?
outside London.
Yeah, and that is Lisa Courtney, who currently holds the Guinness World Records title for largest Pokemon memorabilia collection. It's very exciting.
Wow.
I guess we're kind of wrapping up here, but my final question to you is, if you have one thing to say to the people out there who might want to try a Guinness World Records title, what would you say?
Do your research, practice, and visualize. If you think you can do it, if you can see yourself doing it, anything's possible.
Wise words from Glenn Coxon. Like and share this post. Like us on Guinness World Records. Check us out on YouTube. We really loved having everyone from around the world, all the questions, people coming in with questions about your inspiration, about everything that's going on. Again, 50 years of experience, cancer survivor, it's in the family. You have your daughter involved as well. Check us out. We're in Sydney. I think we're signing off right now. I would love to practice my technique a little bit more, but really, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ollie, thank you for the
Ollie.
questions as well, and I'd love for you to just show everyone in the world how beautiful it is right here. Thanks a lot, guys. So, again.
Don't forget to like us.
Yeah, definitely. Signing off, I'm Brian from Guinness World Records. Ollie on the camera. Thanks, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy the weather.